So as you can currently see, I'm sitting on a beach in Thailand, and it's a little unreal because I kind of feel like this is a green screen, but I promise you it's real. And it's just insane because I used to dream about this. I used to dream about working from a beach, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. So today I want to talk about why it is so important for you to create a future vision for yourself. Now, this is not to take away from the present moment, which is something that I stress and talk about all the time, but it's more about having a destination in mind for life so that a path can naturally emerge to get there. Because think about it this way, right? Like if you get into a car and you don't have a destination, where are you gonna go? You're just gonna be like aimlessly wandering around, having no idea or purpose in that journey. And so creating a future vision for yourself is so important because it allows you to kind of create a blueprint for what you want your life to look like. And I mentioned this idea of it not taking away from the present moment. This is super key because while your path is unfolding and you're heading towards this future vision that you create for yourself, it is super key that you do still remain here, now, in the present moment, because really that's the only time that exists. And I think so often when we create a future vision, we think that we need to always be striving for something, and we kind of forget about what's right in front of us. So that's kind of why I bring that up, just to remind you that it is also about the journey, not just about reaching that final destination. Really, life is meant to be enjoyed, so that you can play and have fun and soak it in while this beautiful path unfolds naturally for you. So how do you create a future vision for yourself, especially if you don't really know what you want or where you want to go? Well, you can start here. This exercise is something that I actually use all the time with my clients, and it is a great exercise for you to get back into that mind of a child, one of creation, one of dreaming about the possibilities, which is super key as well because you need to be able to flex that muscle in order to create this future vision for yourself. Now, what does this exercise look like? Well, start by journaling or reflecting on what you want an average day for yourself to look like 10 years in the future. Now, if you note here, I say average day. This is super key because when we are creating future visions, oftentimes we think of the highlights, right? Like if you're an actor, I think about winning an Oscar, or if I, am an athlete, I think about winning a gold medal at the Olympics. But that is just like a little blip in the future for yourself. What is more realistic is looking at an average day, an average whole picture of the life that you want for yourself. So start there. Ask yourself, what would I want an average day 10 years in the future to look like? Keep in mind that it's okay if you don't really know like what career you want to do or exactly what you want. This is just more of an exercise to get you in that creation mindset. So allow yourself to explore and to think that anything is possible, and don't limit yourself. And while you're reflecting on this question, here are some of the things that you can ponder and reflect on. What would be your dream job that you would love to wake up to every single day? Where would you live? Who would you live with? Would you have a partner, dogs, a family, depending on how old you are? What would your bedroom look like? What would you eat for breakfast? What would be on your agenda for the day? What would you be doing? What hobbies would you have? These are all things to get you in that creative mindset and that are going to help you in creating this destination. And I highly recommend that you do this exercise in a journal or writing it in some way, because this really helps make these ideas solidified. And while you're doing it, try to steer away from maybe this will happen. Approach this exercise as more of a matter of fact. Like, this is what my average day is like. There are no maybes. I'm making a decision. I see my house in Spain, or in England. Make a decision. Don't be wishy-washy, right? It's really important that we just make choices here. And know that you're not married to this, right? You're not gonna write this down and this is for sure going to be what an average day looks like for you 10 years in the future. That's so unrealistic. You can always change it. So you're not married to it, but I just encourage you to make a decision. Okay, so now that you've done this exercise, like, what do you do with this? Like, cool, Regina, like, I have this future creation, but like, what does it mean? Well,